own kids. The same song on repeat this whole road trip saying, it ain't supposed to be like that. It ain't supposed to be like that, but it be like that. It ain't supposed to be like that, but you know it be like that. It ain't supposed to be like that. It ain't supposed to be like that, but it be like that. It ain't supposed to be like that. It ain't supposed to be like that. Let it breathe.
KBLA Talk 1580. Little Miles Low music for you. Put that on your timeline. Put that in your Spotify. Even better, go to your mileslowmusic.com and buy one. That'll be good. Yeah, that's dope, Miles. I like that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, the phone lines are open. 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. It is a Talking Point Tuesday. And boy, the talking points are flying around this Karmelo Anthony murder trial. I'm wearing the purple, if you're not on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, I'm wearing the purple t-shirt that says Free Karmelo, and the family and friends are asking, well, the gag order is on, so the family can't ask anything. The supporters of the family are asking that you wear purple in solidarity with Karmelo Anthony today. My understanding is the prosecution and the defense have rested, and they're going to do some procedural things today, and then the jury will have this case of the 17-year-old child, a 150-pound kid who was approached by two 200-plus pound kids, and it was raining. He was under like a canopy. They asked him to get out from under the canopy and into the rain. He did not comply. This is at a track meet at a school that none of these kids went to, by the way. And one of the big football players grabs him, tries to toss him out. From what I'm hearing from witnesses, there were other people besides the two large white kids that were aggressing to Karmelo Anthony, who's just 150 pounds. The kid grabs him. Now we're talking Texas, okay? This is the South. This is not on Crenshaw. This is deep South. And Anthony gets scared, reaches in his backpack, pulls out a pocket knife, allegedly stabs one of the white football players once, and then takes off running. Runs into, when he sees cops, he tells them what happened. He inquires about the other kid's well-being, clearly not intending to kill that child. And this is a young man, a kid, a 17-year-old kid, who was the captain of his football team, had a job, was pulling a 3.8 grade point average, has no priors, very popular kid with people of all races, friends of all races, and who once saved another child from drowning by jumping in the water and pulling the child out. This is a child, by all accounts, of very good character, right? He has two parents. I hate saying this because you shouldn't have to be perfect to get equal justice in this country, but if you're a black boy, you do apparently have to be perfect. No priors, captain of the football team, blase, blase, blah. A dirty cop, armed to the teeth, can kill somebody in self-defense, can kill somebody not in self-defense and get away with it. But a 17-year-old who's being bullied by a crowd of white kids, much bigger than him, two that we know for sure, one put hands on him, and now is being charged with first-degree murder. Not even manslaughter. He's facing 99 years. 99 years. Clearly he was afraid. Clearly He was not trying to kill the child. Clearly, he was reacting. This is not premeditated. How could it be premeditated when the other guys were the aggressors? This is one of the clearest cases of self-defense I've ever read about. And yet, he's facing first-degree murder. And not only that, the white supremacists from all over the country have emerged on this Texas courthouse. You've got a January 6th insurrectionist saying that he should be hanging from a tree. And that's one of the reasons why I call it a modern-day lynching. Because how did those lynchings occur? A kid, usually a young boy, a child, is accused of something like Emmett Till supposedly whistling at a white woman, or allegedly raping or allegedly attacking a white person, and then the mob descends and kills the child or young person or man. That's what happens in lynchings. Here you have a child who was afraid, right? Tried to defend himself and then ran away, and the crowd is circling outside the courtroom, saying he should be hanging from a tree, saying terrible things, giving death threats on the family. The family has a GoFundMe. They have actually had to use part of that GoFundMe, not for legal defense, but to actually relocate anonymously, because they're getting death threats from Proud Boys and Oath Keepers and other various and sundry white supremacists. And it's crazy because the family never said it was about race. It was the white supremacists. Now, if I'm looking at it, clearly there's a racial component in that these two giant white boys, surrounded by a bunch of other people who are taking their side, are bullying a smaller black child. We've seen that movie before. But it was neither the family nor the family's lawyer that brought that into the conversation. It was these white supremacist groups. And they are doing their best to put their thumb on the scale. They are terrorizing the family. And it's wild because, like I mentioned the other day, I've written comments in a couple of threads about this case. And I get attacked for defending this child who was 17 at the time. He's now 19, standing trial as we speak. And I do feel that it's important for the family who's been put under gag order by the judge. Imagine your baby's on trial, right? Facing his entire life being taken away from him through a modern-day legal lynching. And you can't say anything. You can't defend him in the media. You can't say, this is a child that saved another child. This is a kid who had a job, who was, whose brothers and sisters looked up to him, who was well loved by coaches and other teenagers. This is a child of impeccable character who feared for his life. You cannot say anything because the judge has muzzled you during a time when there's a critical need for your voice. And so we have to be the voices for that family. You don't have to. I have to. This hurts my heart. And for all the people who like to complain about how there's not enough great black men out there, to all the people that like to complain and say that black people, black women, Black Lives Matter don't stand for black men, shame on you, because this is the moment when you are being called upon to do it. So stop complaining and let's go. Let's woman up and let's go. Letters and calls and social media posts, calls to lawmakers. This cannot happen in the dark in the age of mass technology. This family cannot stand alone when all of us have the ability to see and know what's going on. If you do nothing more than wear purple today and say a small prayer, this family needs to know that we are with them. And I will say this, and this is important. The white supremacists have descended and they're talking their ish, and they're yelling and hollering and spreading hate. But a lot of people have turned out in support of Karmelo and his family as well. Black Lives Matter Grassroots is there. Movement for Black Lives is there. The so-called new Black Panthers are there. I say so-called because they're not sanctioned by the old Black Panthers. There are moms for Karmelo are there. There are coaches and other kids that loved Karmelo that are there at the courthouse, coming in at 5 and 6 in the morning, getting in line, trying to get one of those seats, right? So that they can support the family in court. And we need to join that love, and let this family know that this family is not alone, and let America know that we see you. We see you reversing justice. We see you taking the lynchings from trees to the courtroom, and we are not having it. You know where you are. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Let's celebrate.
Y'all did it!
Loving each other, needing each other.
Hey, Los Angeles. KBLA Talk 1580 is turning 5, and we're celebrating in a big way.
Oh my God.
Join us Friday, June 19th, Juneteenth, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Beehive for our 5th anniversary bash and Juneteenth celebration. We're talking surprise celebrity guests, a special presentation, and a major announcement you will not want to miss.
I can't wait to hear it.
Plus, live music, dancing, games, and enough food and drink to keep the party going.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Of course, you're welcome to bring your own picnic basket, blanket, and lawn chair. And the best part, it's completely free. But here's the thing. You've got to sign up in advance. Space is limited, so don't wait. Head to KBLA1580.com right now and lock in your spot. Friday, June 19th, The Beehive, KBLA Talk 1580. 5 years strong, and we're just getting started.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-478-6430 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-478-6430. That's 800-478-6430. What do you have to lose? Call 800-478-6430. Again, 800-478-6430.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
Okay, well, the Democratic Party is calling it for Hilton. It looks like it's going to be Hilton and Becerra. No surprise there. But that's what Kelly is dealing with. We dodged, apparently, we have dodged Spencer Pratt in the city of Los Angeles. But not Steve Hilton for the state of California. So the governor's race will be a straight sort of mainstream Democrat versus MAGA Republican with an immigrant twist. And most people would say, okay, relax, Republicans don't win in California. I say not so fast. I think it would be a mistake to take Hilton lightly. He is media trained to the highest degree. He's got the Trump machine behind him and all the angry Spencer Pratt money. The tech bros, the broligarchs, will be investing in Hilton. He will be their beacon of hope for MAGA-izing the very blue Republic of California. And I call it a republic because we are actually the 4th largest economy in the world, making us the prize, okay? Deal with it. Let's go to Queen calling us from LA. Good morning, Queen. Queen, you with me?
Greetings. Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising, Miss Dominique. I actually just wanted to speak on the young man you mentioned that got the 99 years.
Well, he hasn't got him yet. We're hoping that the jury hasn't started deliberating. But you're talking about Karmelo Anthony.
Yes, very much so. I mean, of course, that situation, I definitely agree that's totally insane. I just wanted to know, besides wearing purple, how can we support?
Well, the family does have a GoFundMe. I have to look it up because it's not on the actual GoFundMe platform. It's on a different one. I know that Black Lives Matter Grassroots.org has it posted on their Instagram. Or I don't know if it's on the website, but I know it's on BLM Grassroots on Instagram. The family has a GoFundMe. We can wear purple. We can reach out to news organizations and politicians in that area. They're in Texas, so it's a little tough.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What part?
It's a small town in Texas. Let me look it up.
Oh.
I know. It's...
yeah,
okay.
It's way, that part right there, that speaks volumes too.
Right, and that's part of the reason why, it's so fraught with these white supremacists, going out there. And what I'm seeing is that the right-wing press is piling on too. They are showing pictures, really close-up pictures of Karmelo Anthony, making it look like, you know the deal. We've seen it a million times, trying to make him look threatening when he was a 150-pound 17-year-old. And I haven't verified this yet, but I'm hearing that the judge was friends with the child that was killed.
Oh wow! So it's personal for him.
Yeah, it's those good old boy networks. So I guess today is closing arguments. Both sides have rested. Well, you know how it's called. It's Frisco, Texas, is where this happened.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about it, but it's Frisco, Texas. That's where he's from.
Well, you said a small town, so I mean, everybody know everybody.
Right. It's the Collin County courtroom. And the guy, Austin Metcalf, is the kid who was stabbed. And here's the thing also, it sounds, when you just hear it, it sounds a lot more like a gray area. But when you go into the details, Karmelo pulled out a pocket knife, which a lot of young kids carry, especially young boys, but girls too. He stabbed the guy once in the chest and ran away. It's not like, the horror movie where he stabbed someone a whole bunch of times in a rage. No, he was afraid. He pulled out his pocket knife. He stabbed and ran, allegedly. So, they might be doing closing arguments now because it's later in Texas.
Well, I really wanted to know, like I mentioned, I'm in California. Just wanted to know how I can support, how I can share it, because of course we, just like they can get around and circle up, we can do the same thing, but in a positive way.
Yeah, and I think we have to. I think we have to, because the right-wing media, it's incredible. If you see the initial pictures, that the young man who actually grabbed Karmelo Anthony looks scary. He looks huge. He looks menacing. But now the New York Post and others have found younger pictures of this guy, Metcalf, and they're showing him when he was maybe 14 to make it look like he was the victim. And then they're showing extreme close-up shots of Karmelo to make him look like he's the aggressor. So it's Give, Send, Go. That's the platform they're using. It's not GoFundMe. It's called Give, Send, Go. And and I don't know the exact name of it, but if you put Karmelo Anthony in, it's Help Karmelo Official Fund. Help Karmelo Official Fund on GiveSendGo.com. And so that's one way to help, give a buck, give $1 million, whatever you can. They've got
so GiveSendGo.com on Karmelo.
Help Karmelo. Karmelo with a K. Help Karmelo with a K. Wear purple today. Tell a friend about this. Write to lawmakers. Call out these press outlets that are doing this BS, because especially the ones that call themselves mainstream, like CNN, because the New York Post doesn't care what you say. Right? They're just busy trying to put this child away for life. The California Post, too, their headline, they've got a young picture of the kid who died looking all smiley-faced, and then they have a mean picture of Karmelo. It's amazing how they try to put their thumb on the scale. And their headline is, Karmelo Anthony refuses to take the stand. No, he didn't refuse to take the stand. His attorneys told him not to take the stand. He's a child, and most cases, 90%, I'm making this up, but some huge number of cases, murder cases, lawyers do not advise their clients to take the stand, especially not when their clients are children or young adults.
Very much so.
It makes me want to cry. It's just a beautiful, promising young man of great character who is being slow motion legally lynched before our eyes.
He gets the right legal team on his team right now. I mean, of course, God first, and the rest, prevails. I just pray that over his family as well, too. So if you guys can hear me, family, I pray that, God is with you guys and that he strengthens you and he just guides and cover you and protect you. Ashe and amen.
Ashe. Pray for Karmelo. News, traffic, and sports. Thank you, Queen. Appreciate it.
Where the overlooked become unmissable. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Apple CEO Tim Cook delivered what's expected to be his final keynote address.
Sharing powerful new tools with all of you and then seeing what you create with them has been a constant reminder that imagination has no limits.
He also revealed a rebranded Siri AI with more conversational features, updates to macOS Golden Gate, and new child safety tools. Chicago leaders are launching a No Crime Weekend initiative to curb violence. Pastors and community members are planning events and outreach for teens set for July 31st through August 2nd after a weekend that saw at least 20 people shot. And a black woman is expected to plead guilty in a voter fraud case in Los Angeles. Prosecutors say Brenda Lee Brown Armstrong paid homeless individuals a few dollars to register to vote. She's set to appear in court and could face up to 5 years in prison. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Still hiding your legs because of spider or varicose veins? West Medical offers minimally invasive vein treatments that require little downtime. Most PPO insurance plans cover treatment and they verify your benefits free. Call 1-800-WEST-MED today for your free consultation.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Major props to the San Antonio Spurs for rising up against all the noise in New York City about the Knicks. The Spurs tuned out the electric atmosphere Monday night in Madison Square Garden and pulled off a stunning 115-111 win over the Knicks in Game 3 of the NBA Finals. First loss for the Knicks in this year's playoffs since April 23rd. The Knicks had won 13 straight playoff games. With a 2-0 lead in the best of 7 and with Game 3 at home, Knicks fans were expecting a 14th straight playoff win. Spurs star Victor Wembanyama dismissed the hype and delivered a 5-star performance in the first NBA Finals game in New York since 1999. The 22-year-old Wembanyama hurt the Knicks with 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Wembanyama helped the Spurs avoid going down 0-3 to the Knicks. There will be a Game 5 in San Antonio on Saturday. Game 4 is Wednesday night in New York. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavish Smiley. It's high time that we say the quiet part out loud about what we consider a disgrace, an absolute disgrace to the people of South Los Angeles. Destination Crenshaw, or as I call it, Procrastination Crenshaw, was supposed to be a 1.3-mile celebration of Black Los Angeles. Pocket parks, commissioned art, a cultural corridor along Crenshaw Boulevard, stretching from our studios in Leimert Park down to Nipsey Hussle Square. It was set to complete in 2022. That's right, 2022. We are now in 2026, and the Crenshaw community is still waiting. A grand opening was announced for February 2024. That date passed with not a single artwork installed. Then we were promised that construction would be completed by the end of 2024. That date came and went. Our understanding is that as of last fall, the 8th Council District Office was still scrambling to raise additional monies just to restart the project, which has been paused again and again. But here's what makes my blood boil. City officials had the nerve to tell this community the delays are, quote, a necessary inconvenience, close quote. A necessary inconvenience? First of all, who you talking to? Second, go tell that to the black business owners who have been coping with construction chaos, breathing dust, enduring years of road closures, and the scarcity of available parking, confronting unsanitary conditions, losing customers and revenue, all while the project they were promised still sits unfinished. They wouldn't let a project sit this long in any other part of this city. And for what it's worth, our elected official just happens to be the president of the LA City Council. Meanwhile, the city is laser focused on sprucing things up for the World Cup and the Olympics. Please, if this corridor were in Brentwood or Beverly Hills, it would have been completed on time, on budget, and on the cover of every magazine in town. The Crenshaw community deserves better. They deserve the truth, and they deserve what was promised to them. Now, right now. Not when it's convenient, not when the cameras are rolling for the Olympics. Now, this isn't incompetence. This is a pattern. And at some point, neglect becomes a decision. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio, KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, indeed. So much going on. The World Cup is upon us here in LA. And meanwhile, folks are still struggling to get visas. I saw one Instagram post which had a really good point. He said, there's no World Cup without the world. But apparently, the United States is trying to figure out how to have a World Cup without, with as few black and brown people as possible, which is, if you ever watch the World Cup, I'm not a soccer fan, but if you ever watch the World Cup, you know that what makes it fun is, I do like to watch it. I don't watch soccer a lot of the rest of the time, but I do watch the World Cup because it's fun. It's like the Olympics. You see people from all over the world, thus the name World Cup. And they compete and they share their culture, and it's amazing. Anyway, there's this guy, Omar Artan, who was set to be the first Somali referee in the World Cup in all of history. Mr. Artan, obviously he's black. He's Somali. Doesn't get much more black than that. Anyway, he was supposed to be reffing this World Cup season, and he had already been granted a visa, but the U.S. Customs and Border Protection will not let him in. He arrived at Miami Airport from Istanbul on Saturday, and they would not let him in. He was supposed to train and officiate at the World Cup. He says he's in a good mood. He says, quote, I am in a positive mood and I'm focused on the next challenges in my refereeing career despite the circumstances. Good for him. But that ticks me off because you already gave him a visa. He already flew here. You know who he is. He's not some unknown terrorist. He's a doggone FIFA referee. He's thanking FIFA and the African Federation for their support. Meanwhile, this is happening against the backdrop where every single refugee, everyone, there's not one, every single person who has been granted refugee status since the president was sworn in for his second term in office has been white. Everyone. Let that sink in. And most of them, all of them except for, I think it's like somewhere around 5 people, most of them, and there are thousands, are white South Africans. Not just any white people. apartheid white people. You know, apartheid, which was inspired by Jim Crow. Those are the white folks we're letting in, not just any old white people. You know, they're not letting in your Seattle, Berkeley type white people. They're not letting in your Elizabeth Warren type white people. Nope, nope, nope. South African apartheid era white people. And then there's like 5 Ukrainians. And that's who's gotten refugee status under this administration. Do you see a pattern? If you don't, I think you're in some kind of denial. To me, it's embarrassing what we're doing this World Cup. Not letting teams in, you know, harassing the Iranian team. If anything, you should be going out of your way to be kind to them since you're bombing their country while they are trying to compete in an international competition. FIFA's over here saying that they weren't involved in the immigration process. It's not their fault that this referee doesn't get in. Yeah, okay, FIFA. Aren't y'all the ones that gave our president a fake peace prize? And now it's hide your hands. I find it embarrassing. I do think we're the laughingstock of the world. But I also believe this doesn't last forever. Did you see the Knicks game? Miles, we were talking about this yesterday. You said, I hope they boo him. I think that's what you said.
I didn't think they were going to. I thought it was going to be turned up. They thought they were going to be big New York.
And I told you those New Yorkers, even the rich ones, would, because it was like $40,000 for a seat, according to AOC. They booed the heck out of him.
Booed the hell out of that man.
And then he going to say today, I think it was mostly cheers. Either that's dementia, denial, or both.
They booed him.
And then the people outside, the ones that didn't have tickets, the regular New Yorkers watching on the big screen, oh, they booed even louder. This is in New York. And it's a reminder that, you know, I hope the world saw that. Because it's a reminder that a lot of us never agreed with anything he did. And some of them are turning against him now. You know? The FAFO. So you were surprised? How did you respond when you saw the booing?
Look, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, so I'm used to seeing people boo. So I mean, it was a real deep boo. It wasn't like a boo. It was like boo. So they meant it.
Yeah, and it came with some middle fingers too, which I liked. You know, that's very New York. I boo you and add the middle finger. And then there were people outside of Trump Tower. During and after the game, singing New Yorkers Hate You.
I mean, you know, I think he was ready for all that. He showed up, you know what I mean, and was looking in the camera and was, you know, he was ready to absorb that energy, I believe. So.
Well, and he jinxed their game. They lost. I mean, I think that's the most unforgivable thing. You think they would have lost anyway? I don't know. I think he's got spiritual cooties. He sprinkled them all over New York.
That's funny. That's funny.
He well, as DJ Quick said, he pooped on the Knicks last night. I don't know. I saw Spike Lee saying, "Why do you have to come today? Out of all the days, why do you have to come today?" Of course, Spike Lee is the biggest Knicks fan in history. I didn't realize they hadn't won since the 1970s.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
That's a long time. And here comes Trump.
Before hip hop.
Before hip-hop, there was Knicks losing. Well, and the thing about it is, you know, they canceled the parties, the free parties, watch parties around Madison Square Garden because of the president's security. People had to come hours early and change their plans. So all of that is annoying, too, to Knicks fans. And he doesn't even really seem to be a fan of basketball.
No, I mean, look, I mean, they kind of... I don't think he knows who Josh Hart is and who Brunson are and Karl Anthony Towns. And, you know, I think this team may represent a lot of the opposite of what Trump looks like. There wasn't no MAGA nothing in there on that team that says he should be in there rocking with him. But, you know, as I said, he came to get that energy off the city, I think.
But I understand it was
Should have been courtside.
one of the team owners. I'm not sure if it was the Knicks owners.
Dolan?
One of the team owners that invited him. So
James Dolan.
Yeah. So I guess he does have that good old boy network. But the thing about it is that he hates the NBA. It seems like he's always complaining about the NBA.
And there's no reason for him to be there. He doesn't know nothing about none of the. Didn't he skip his son's or his daughter's wedding a couple weeks ago?
He skipped his son's wedding, yeah.
Pulled up to the Knicks game.
He didn't have time for that, right? And then he falls asleep in the Knicks game.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a $40,000 ticket and you fall asleep. And meanwhile, the mayor of New York has a standing room only ticket, and he's standing up for the whole game.
Right.
That's crazy. But what I did notice, they took him off the Jumbotron real quick because they didn't want sustained booing. They didn't want, well, who knows what would have happened if they would have shown that shot of him sleeping on the Jumbotron.
I was hoping they'd have put him courtside, man, and let him get, let him get some real camera time.
They would have had a riot.
Them courtside next to Hove.
And it's funny because two of my sisters live in New York, and they said there are spontaneous parties everywhere right now. They may be a little muted today, but just in general, people just putting up TVs in the middle of the street and folks pulling up chairs. So it's in that spirit that people are standing in front of Trump Tower singing New York Hates You.
And one of my OGs was telling me too, like, don't get it confused. Like, he said this is like the real spirit of New York. Like, it may have got suppressed over the years, but this is the true cultural history spirit of New York that's gonna put a stoop party in the middle of the city. You know what I mean? So it could be anywhere, and that's where we're really looking for.
That's absolutely true. I've spent a lot of time in New York. I used to when I was younger, and that's pre-Giuliani New York.
Right.
That's, pre-gentrification New York, which still exists in many pockets. I mean, look, my uncle, my mom's brother, lives in New Jersey, but I'm sure he was booing right along with those folks.
Yeah.
And that's the Italian side of the family, right? They're like, boo, GFOH.
The thing is, too, I believe it looks like the Knicks are a different part of New York than like Yankees or
they're different boroughs. Yeah,
Giants. I mean, it seems like this is a whole different energy of New York being activated than it is if the Yankees win a title.
There's more working class, yeah. But I mean, look, everyone's getting behind the Knicks, I think, because it's been so long. My sister doesn't even watch sports, and she's watching it. But I agree with your friend. It's the spirit. It's the old throwback spirit of real New York. And I love to see it. And I love to see even Rosie O'Donnell, who's very right-wing, but medium right-wing, I guess. She said that real New Yorkers know that Trump's always been a POS and a liar. And so they're the last ones that are going to give him adoration. They've known him since. I saw a newspaper article. An old headline, it said Trump's debut in the New York Times was the same year that the Knicks last won. It was in the 70s, and the headline was real estate developer sued for discriminating against black tenants.
Insane.
So New Yorkers been knowing. It's a great time to call me, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. We are unapologetically progressive. You know the rest.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. 10 Toes In serves as a mentorship and domestic violence prevention program. They support, educate, and empower couples during and after incarceration. They assist male returning citizens to re-enter society successfully and to help them maintain a healthy relationship with their romantic partner. They offer a mentorship support group for formerly incarcerated men. 10 Toes In teaches its Intimate Relationships 101 curriculum at male prisons throughout the state of California. They host sister support group meetings for women who are intimately involved with incarcerated and formerly incarcerated men. 10 Toes In is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. To access their services or make a donation, please visit them online at 10toesin.org or find them on Facebook or Instagram. They are healing lives through relationships. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
When you turn to the Employment Development Department, we'll help you get there. Whether it's support for you and your family while you find a new job, or the resources to focus on your recovery after illness or injury, we can help you move forward. From support while you bond with your newborn, to helping serve your family while your partner serves our country. Your EDD. We'll help you get there. For more information, visit edd.ca.gov.
If you're an African American mom who is pregnant or have a baby under 6 months old, you deserve care that lifts, listens, and lasts. Black Infant Health is for you. It's a free program with individual support, group sessions, and resources to start your mothering journey. BIH makes space for moms and their families to create community. Learn more about the programs in Los Angeles County. Check us out at blackinfanthealth.org.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
Boo. Boo. I think it was mostly cheering. Boo. Well, I guess you could call that thinking positive. That's one way to look at it. All right, Kelly. What is happening around the world, around the nation? You're welcome to call me, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Spelman College has got a black woman stepping into leadership there. She'll start as dean in August 1st. She is Ayanna Howard. She's a nationally known roboticist and AI expert, and she's taking over. She's taking the lead at the HBCU, Spelman College. Spelman, of course, is one of those powerhouse HBCUs, a very prestigious organization, but they're saying that they want to be on the cutting edge when it comes to technology. She has worked with NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, doing robotics, AI, and human-centered design. And, of course, I thought of you, Miles, because I feel like colleges are going one way or the other with AI. They're either saying, we're going to outlaw this. We want to make sure that our students are not using it to write papers and do tests. Or you go do what Spelman does, which is you find a black woman who is an internationally and nationally recognized robotics and AI expert and put her in charge.
And I think we're going to see very soon, very quickly, who's writing this and who's going to benefit the most from these initiatives. I think it's going to be very clear that the schools that are encouraging this are going to be the ones that are breeding the future thought leaders in this world.
Bowen Yang from Saturday Night Live. He's the first Chinese American ever cast on that show. He's funny. He's a comedian, but he has sort of a strong Chinese American accent. You probably know who he is if you know if you don't know his name, you know who he is. His name is Bowen Yang. He did a rant. It's going around social media where I think it was from a commencement speech or a keynote speech that he did, where he's basically saying FAI. And he's going hard on it. He says, people are bragging to him, oh, I can get AI to review my emails and quickly compose an answer. And he's like, you know who else can do that? You. You know who else can do that? Me. He's taking a very, very hard stance. And he is not alone in that. I'm also starting to see data. I saw a study yesterday that said 10 minutes of AI use will reduce your cognitive ability immediately. And I know you're a big proponent of it, along with my friend Jasmine Canick and others who are using it as a tool. You always say use it as a tool, not in place of your brain. But what do you make of that?
Man, I think he has a valid point. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying AI is perfect. I'm not championing these companies. I'm not saying it's a perfect technology. I'm just saying at the rate that it's going, and the use cases of, the successful use cases of it, I'm advocating us knowing about it going forward. I'm advocating us not being ignorant in the dark and afraid of it, but also knowing how to use it, learning how to use it the right way and how it works for you and against you. So it's not, it's just like everything else, I mean? I can say F sugar. I can say F trans fat.
And you should.
I mean, so
and so should I, but I do. Yeah, am I going to stop eating it? Another question.
Oh, yeah, no, I get his point. I mean, you're encouraging the humans to do human things, of course, and I advocate for the same thing. Don't let the AI do what you do best. Don't let it take your gifts from you and use your gift.
And letting our brains do brain things.
Sure. What it's supposed to do is it's supposed to free more of your time so you can do more of your brain and life things that you do.
And I know you read this, that some of the tech companies are finding it's more expensive to have AI do the task than just have the workers do the task. And so some of them are backing off it for certain jobs because, and that's not even counting the water, the massive amount of water and power that it's using, but just the actual expense, saying, well, this is more expensive than having a worker that I'm paying $20 an hour do this.
I've seen big companies that they'll try to save like $70,000 worth of labor just to spend $150,000 on credits. So you end up doubling up your.
Wow, because it's a good point. AI is not free, right?
It's not free. No, you pay per the credit that you use for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I 100% agree with you, even though I've barely used AI at all in my life yet. I'm not saying that I won't. I haven't. But I agree with you. It's how you use it. You've got to be crafty in the way you put in prompts and the way you train it to help you.
Yeah, be intentional with it.
Yeah. Just like, you would with the old Google search, which is apparently not a Google search anymore because everything is AI. Unless you try to dodge it. You want to be smart about what you put in, but I do think that it's now a more nuanced conversation because when you start talking about it costing more than a human to do a job, then you're making a choice as a corporation to defund humans, right? With OpenAI saying, or no, it wasn't OpenAI, it was Anthropic saying we should pause development until we catch up. And with this data coming out showing that it makes us stupider, I think there has to be clearly a more nuanced conversation than just, oh, look, it can make us do everything faster.
Yeah, there's not. And plus, you got to think, too, look at how you see OpenAI about to do an IPO coming up this week. So,
yes,
it's for profit.
Are going to get rich, right?
Everybody's trying to get rich and it's for profit. So don't think that these things are the end all be all, but they are a tool, but you are a product. So make sure you're not the product and the money maker. Make sure you're using it to make money for you.
I was laughing because I guess SpaceX is doing an IPO too.
Well,
and a lot of those folks live here. So even though Elon ran to Texas to avoid taxes, Cali's still about to get a windfall of money from all the employees of SpaceX that live here that are about to get rich.
Early investors.
Yep. Ha. Sorry, Elon. You might not be paying taxes, but some of your employees will. And it's going into the Cali Treasury as it should. Now, will the U.S. Treasury ever recoup the massive investment and subsidies that they've poured into all of your companies to make you rich? You want to talk about an illegal alien coming to this country and grifting off the government? Elon Musk should be the poster boy, because remember, he was here illegally for a while before he was legally, according to his own brother. Anyway, I digress. We will talk national politics with attorney Jaye Person-Lin when we come forward, and you're invited in. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Apple CEO Tim Cook delivered what's expected to be his final keynote address.
Sharing powerful new tools with all of you and then seeing what you create with them has been a constant reminder that imagination has no limits.
He also revealed a rebranded Siri AI with more conversational features, updates to macOS Golden Gate, and new child safety tools. Chicago leaders are launching a No Crime Weekend initiative to curb violence. Pastors and community members are planning events and outreach for teens set for July 31st through August 2nd after a weekend that saw at least 20 people shot. And a black woman is expected to plead guilty in a voter fraud case in Los Angeles. Prosecutors say Brenda Lee Brown Armstrong paid homeless individuals a few dollars to register to vote. She's set to appear in court and could face up to 5 years in prison. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Still hiding your legs because of spider or varicose veins? West Medical offers minimally invasive vein treatments that require little downtime. Most PPO insurance plans cover treatment and they verify your benefits free. Call 1-800-WEST-MED today for your free consultation.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Major props to the San Antonio Spurs for rising up against all the noise in New York City about the Knicks. The Spurs tuned out the electric atmosphere Monday night in Madison Square Garden and pulled off a stunning 115-111 win over the Knicks in Game 3 of the NBA Finals. First loss for the Knicks in this year's playoffs since April 23rd. The Knicks had won 13 straight playoff games. With a 2-0 lead in the best of 7 and with Game 3 at home, Knicks fans were expecting a 14th straight playoff win. Spurs star Victor Wembanyama dismissed the hype and delivered a 5-star performance in the first NBA Finals game in New York since 1999. The 22-year-old Wembanyama hurt the Knicks with 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Wembanyama helped the Spurs avoid going down 0-3 to the Knicks. There will be a Game 5 in San Antonio on Saturday. Game 4 is Wednesday night in New York. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
All I need is one mic.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm James Farr. $2.5 billion. Governor Gavin Newsom said it was there for fire survivors in Altadena and the Palisades. No strings attached. That was the promise. But the burning question is, where's it at? 18 months later, an NBC4 investigation came back with the numbers. The numbers don't answer the question, they deepen it. Where's it at? About $605 million has been spent, roughly 75% still not released. Where's it at? Roughly $14 million went to CHP overtime and ICE immigration protest response for crowd control. Not rebuilding homes, not rebuilding lives, but crowd control. Where's it at? Another $13 million went to the state health department for video campaigns, while fire survivors